podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca, the movie professor. With this podcast, we're going to give you the definitive decision on whether you should go see a new movie or not. It's real easy. If we say, watch this shit, go out and enjoy some good cinema. If we say, don't watch this shit, avoid it as you would ending the name of your film with an offensive racist word. Or don't. You can do what you want. It may be fun, or may see many movie reviewers struggling to decide if it's worth it to even say the word. You don't want to listen to us, you put your life in your own hands. No matter what I say in this review, good, bad, or indifferent, I have to thank the creators for two things. Just two. Thing one, bringing attention to one of my most hated tropes. I'll get into that in more detail soon, but I had to call that out at the top of the review. Thing two, creating a movie title that the most socially conscious will have a hard time getting around. It's just like the best rap songs that use the N word. When any other race, other than the one that the word was invented to help dehumanize, spits the lyrics, they have to make a decision. Am I going to honor the artistic vision of the artist that created this piece, or am I going to do the sensible thing and not to continue to use a word that has such horrific implications to a whole group of people? Everyone has to make that determination for themselves. But for me, knowing the things that I know now, that is the fun part of it all. I can't wait to hear other reviewers attempt to navigate this title, The American Society of Magical Negros. The way it sounds, we may as well just use nigga. The story starts out with a group of Black Americans tasked with keeping the world safe from the dissatisfaction of white people. They have meters that they read to determine when a Caucasian person may be close to losing their shit. Every time one of these events occur, an innocent person of color is always the recipient of an unfortunate event, most of them leading to the death of that individual. Somewhere during the course of the runtime of the movie, it switches from a socially aware hot Harry Potter for black people to a fucking rom-com. Hold on, what? The shit changed up and I got whiplash from the move. Did the writer director not have confidence in the vision of making an entire movie reflective of our world and the way Hollywood utilizes black talent? Or did the studio say, you're not going to get to rub our noses in our mistakes for 2 full hours? One of those happened. All right. I'll start with the movie trope as that is the one. Okay. I'll start with the movie trope as that is one of the most important parts. People who have listened to me for any length of time discuss movies will understand my distaste for certain things that always happen in movies. Examples: the black guy being killed first in the horror film, the white savior coming to rescue a whole group of people who would be lost without him or her, the extra gay black best friend. And now let's add to that list with the magical Negro. Oh, they are everywhere. One thing this film does well is call attention to the trope. It clearly says, Hollywood, look at this bullshit. You see this? This is what you're doing. They bring attention to all the hits to, okay, here we go. This is what they do. They show Driving Miss Daisy, Green Mile, Bagger Vance, Hitch, all those movies where the white people needed just that extra oomph to get over their problem. And air quotes magical black person was there to give them that encouragement or direction they needed just to get by. It's terrible. It is driven by the fact that most writers are/were white. The same reason kids, teenagers, and women's were previously written so poorly is because none of those people were doing the writing on those characters. And I hate all of it. Yes, I love movies, but a person can love something without loving all aspects of it. Now, apply that to being a person of color living in this country, on this planet. That's every day. No complaints, no crying, but we aren't going to ignore the truth and just hope it rights itself. Justice Smith plays Aaron, a weird young man that is thrown into the world of magical Negroing. Smith is one of those actors. I, I didn't like him when he was first introduced. He was in the second part of the Jurassic World films, and the trailer, just the trailer, had him screaming like a bitch for the audience's amusement. So, he is no stranger to the horrible tropes black actors get cast to play. The overly scared black man is another one. The way to make yourself appear even greater is to put yourself beside someone that is lesser than you. Now, girls have been doing this trick for a long time. If you have an ugly friend, you always invite her because standing next to her makes you look that much more beautiful. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Now let's look at this. Now, because he screamed at just the sight of a dinosaur, when Chris Pratt mounts and rides one of them hoes, he looks even cooler by comparison. Justice Smith, I liked him in Dungeons and Dragons and in Detective Pikachu. That's two movies, not one. Like Toy Galaxy says. Can you imagine? Although I never forget that punk ass scream he did in the dinosaur movie. I'm still angry about him doing that to this day. So here, he's going to try to make up for that fact that he had black people looking like Terrence Howard's bitch ass. He makes some great points in this film. Well, the movie does. They just drop them so that Justice can chase his cute co-star. No, that's not. Never mind. Do whatever you want to do. There's even a point in the film where he's giving a big speech to Grand. We're black people and we need to feel like we are appreciated and that we can live on this planet without fear of other people not wanting us to be here. While he's giving this speech, other people are having conversations on screen at the same time. So the message is barely audible. Come on, movie. Come on. All right. David Allen Greer was sadly underutilized in this film. He plays the mentor slash recruiter of Smith's character. He appears less and less often as the film moves forward. Before the film, I was talking to Jay Kimbo about this actor, and we were hoping to get hints of the same performance he had in They Clone Tyrone, like a Greer resurgence. He did so much with only a short amount of screen time. So, if they did even a fraction of that here, it would have been great. His only role in this movie was to pop up and explain the magical properties of whatever was happening with the plot at that time. Is that Madge position? Anyway, just waste it. Because I know Greer could have provided some great entertainment given the subject matter. The film just made a decision to do something else. And that disappointed me more than anything. Also, by not properly using the great comedic actor, it caused the film to not have any overt jokes that landed well. There were some subtle jokes, like the inclusion of examples of magical Negroes in film properties, but no laugh out loud moments. This type of movie, with this strong setup, would need that kind of levity to balance it out. If it actually stuck to its premise, which it didn't, so I guess they felt like they didn't need no jokes. If you try to please everybody, you please nobody. That should be the theme of this film. They stopped short of delivering what could have been a powerful message. Like I said, the focus quickly and abruptly switches to a rom com. Now, the magical minority issues are just a backdrop for trying to work it into the plot for Justice and the cute bitch to get together. That should have been secondary. What is wrong with these filmmakers? The Book of Clarence fell prey to the same trap. You have a decent idea, you even have a setup, and then you just choke under the weight of your own lofty ideas. Or those ideas just completely thrown away in favor of something that you believe is more crowd pleasing. The problem with that, let me tell you, the initial premise, just on that alone, you already lost a lot of buy in from large groups of people. Clarence, you were never going to get the church people to buy in. They're not going to like it. You set it up as if they're not, no, they're not coming. Negroes, you were never going to get the white vote. So why not just push through and make an amazing film that stands on your ideals that you set up in your premise? If it is done well enough, then eventually it would have to be recognized by all. When you chase multiple rabbits, you will most likely catch none of them. Learn from your mistakes. Final verdict: I wanted or want all white people to watch this shit. I'm not saying it's a good movie. It's not. But one viewing won't hurt. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. Maybe it would hurt. If we want to get a message across, but the message is in a bad film, that would probably hurt the movement. So, on second thought, everybody don't watch this shit. And apparently they didn't. Young Sam sent me a message saying they pulled it from theaters because I was the only one that went to go view it. Better luck next time, equality and in representation and trying to keep black people alive, as is the right of every living being on the planet. Fuck. Another win for the racists. And it's because the film didn't fight hard enough for its people. Thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You come here for the realest take on new movies. So make sure you follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a movie or not. If you haven't seen this shit yet, go on about your life. Don't even worry about it. Matter of fact, you're doing good. Damn, you're doing good. Check us out next time when we review Late Night with the Devil. And good day to you.